Alright mate, how you doing? Welcome back to the Spencer Owen channel. I'm kicking it back to the old school today because on this channel back in the day I used to do a lot of football accumulator bets and I'd make videos out of them, and that's what I'm doing today because this weekend we've got an unbelievable lineup of cup finals. We've got the FA Cup, the Scottish Cup, the German Cup, the Coupe de France and the Copa del Rey, all happening. I'm going to try and guess who's going to win each of the 5 cups. Now we're doing this ACCA in association with BetBall. That's the sports betting app where you can actually follow expert tipsters who can help you win the big bucks. BetBall also gives you the chance to insure your ACCA, or you can try and boost it by an extra 30% by spinning a magic wheel. I know a little bit about magic wheels. See the wheel of fortune down there? You know it. You also get a free £20 when you first deposit £20. This week there's a chance to win £500 cash with BetBall. All you've got to do is follow me on the app. There's a link to download the app in the description. Before we crack on, obviously this is a betting video. You need to be over 18 to bet and you have to gamble responsibly. If you do gamble responsibly, it's a nice bit of fun. Okay, now it's time for me to make my predictions and make my ACCA. Let's go. Okay, I'm on the BetBall app now. I'm looking at the Arsenal-Chelsea FA Cup final first. You can see the odds for the cup winner. Arsenal 15-8, Chelsea 2-5. Obviously Chelsea are big favourites. They just won the league, whereas Arsenal have missed out on top 4 for the first time in a long time. Now, obviously, if you want to go with better odds for your accumulator, you're going to go with Arsenal, but I just can't see him winning it when you consider that Koscielny is banned. They're not on a great run of form. Chelsea are. I think Mustafi's had an issue with a concussion. He might not make it back. The likes of Sanchez and Ozil could leave the club. Are they going to be that fired up for it? I think Chelsea will want the double. I think Conte will want the double. And I think they're going to get it. Having said that, this is Arsene Wenger's chance to be the first ever manager to win 7 FA Cups. But I don't know if he's got enough in the locker, guys. I'm going to go with Chelsea. It's not going to help the accumulator odds, but I need to win it ultimately. And I think Chelsea will win it. So let's add Chelsea like so. Okay, next up I'm going to do the Coupe de France. That's the French Cup final. And PSG look like they're going to be the clear favourites for this one, 1-17. They're taking on 12th place in the league, Angers, who are 13-2. Now, PSG should be winning this. There's no bones about that. But PSG should probably be winning the league as well. And they didn't win the league this year. They missed out to Monaco, which makes this cup even more important to them. They don't want to miss out on silverware completely. So, again, it's not going to help the accumulator a lot, but can I see Angers winning? Obviously, in a cup final, anyone can do it on the day. We've seen Wigan win the FA Cup in the past. So, it's possible that an underdog can prevail, but I don't think it's going to happen here. I've got to go PSG, guys. I'm sorry. I'm adding them. Next up, it's the Scottish FA Cup between Celtic and Aberdeen. Now, Celtic have had one of their best seasons, if not the best season in their history. They've gone unbeaten. First team to do it since 1898 in Scottish football. And I think that was when there was only 18 games back then in a league. So it's unbelievable what Brendan Rodgers has done with Celtic. He's made them very, very hard to beat. They've not lost a domestic game. Okay, Aberdeen did finish second in the league. They're the closest team to Celtic, but there was a big points gap between them. So, again, Celtic are the favourites, not as much as, say, PSG. We're only 1-4. Aberdeen are 5-2. On the day, Aberdeen could put out a big performance, and what a time it would be for Celtic to lose their first game of the season in a cup final. Is it going to happen? Probably not. Celtic are going to come through here. They're on for a treble. What a treble it would be. Yeah, I think Celtic are going to get it. We're going to have to add them to the accumulator. Next up is the Dfb-Pokal Cup in Germany. This is between Eintracht Frankfurt and Borussia Dortmund. Now, you can even see on the BetBall app here, look at Dortmund's form compared to Frankfurt. So they've not won a game in a while. They've come into this in really bad form. I think they've only won one of their last 10 league games, whereas Dortmund are doing okay. They obviously didn't win the league this year. They're probably not where they wanted to be in the league. And RB Leipzig above them as well. But they've got to be the favourites for this one. I mean, Dortmund have got a bottle in them. I do feel like... I do think that if any of these favourites, if anyone was going to bottle it on the day, it could be Dortmund. I'm a big fan of Dortmund myself. I like them. I've been there. One of the best atmospheres I've ever seen. But on their day, they can bottle it in a final. I can see it happening. I just don't think Frankfurt are on form and have got enough. And let's face it, Dortmund have Aubameyang up front. This guy scored 39 goals in 45 games this season. His best record ever. He could be leaving Dortmund this summer. There's a lot of talk about it, but this could be a final swan song for him. Get some goals, get the silverware. Dortmund at 1-4. I'm going to take it, to be honest. I'm going to still stick with Dortmund. Even though I think they could bottle it, I think they'll probably win it. I'm adding them to the accumulator. Okay, the final game to add to the accumulator is the Copa del Rey. It's Barcelona against Alaves. Now, this is an interesting one because both teams are coming to this on good form. Barcelona did miss out on La Liga this year to Real Madrid, but they won their last 7 games, scoring 28 goals in the process. That's an average of 4 goals a game. Pretty decent. But Alaves have also been really, really good recently. They've not lost many games for a while. So, could they be the team to beat Barcelona in Luis Enrique's final game in charge? Now, I think they could. Just like the German game, I could see a possibility where Alaves get it. But because this accumulator is actually reasonably generous in terms of the teams I'm going with are quite clear favourites, but they're still decent returns. So I'm going to stay with the favourites because I think this is actually some advice from me to you guys if you're going to put an accumulator on. I think these 5 teams will win, and it's quite a good bet. For 5 teams, you don't usually have that kind of assurances, and of course someone could get an upset. But I think Barca are going to get it at 1 to 12. If you look at the accumulator, Chelsea, PSG, Celtic, Dortmund, Barcelona, they should all be winning. So I'm going to slap 20 quid on this one. And I do actually get a £20 free bet as well after this. So I kind of feel like it's worth giving it a go. £50 possible return. I like it. Okay guys, I've placed my bet. Now I get the chance to spin the wheel. And this means I could get some insurance for my bet, or I could even increase the odds by anything up to 30%. Got to give it a go. Let's do it. I'm spinning it. Come on. 30% is what we're looking for, guys. I think it's going to come in. 15, 10, 5%. Okay, it's not 30%, but it's nice that I get the opportunity for a boost anyway. I thought the odds were quite good on such a, I say dead cert, probably not going to happen now I've said that, but a accumulator that I feel is very likely to come in. It's nice to have the little boost as well. There you go. So my claim has pumped up the possible return to £53 now. It pumped up the odds from 1.53 to 1.66. I like them apples. So there you go, guys. I've placed my 5-fold ACCA bet on BetBall, and I'm feeling okay about it. I'm feeling confident. You guys can follow me on BetBall, and you can even replicate that bet. All the links you need are in the description. Download the app and get involved if you fancy a little flutter. That's it for this video, guys. Drop a like if you've enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments if you think some of these other underdogs might win this weekend. Maybe you think that some of these boys are going to win and I'm being a little bit unfair to them. Let me know in the comments below. I'm going with the 5 favourites. We'll see what happens. I'll see you next time. Until then, don't go changing.